Ma'am, get back in the car.
If you do this, you're an idiot. Here are some tips for how to interact with law enforcement should you be stopped. But rule number one is don't drink and drive. Don't drink and drive. It's expensive and dangerous, and people can get hurt. Don't do this if you want to safely survive this traffic stop. When an officer exits a vehicle, you do not want to be doing things which will cause the officer to fear for their safety. And some officers, when rattled, are dangerous. And you don't want to give the officer a reason to be rattled or scared, because scared officers hurt people. When stopped at night, one of the things you can do to cause the officer to feel safer and to improve your safety is turn on the overhead light. By allowing the officer to clearly see what's going on in the vehicle, they're less likely to be concerned for their safety and more likely to protect yours. Hands on 10 and 2 on the steering wheel when the officer's out of the vehicle shows the officer that you don't have a gun at your side ready to shoot them, and causes them to relax and to be easier to deal with.
Good evening, ma'am. May I see your license and your proof of insurance, please?
Sure. My license is right here. My insurance is in my...
Always ask permission before you reach for something. If you're reaching around in your car, he may be concerned that you're reaching for a weapon.
You just ran the stop sign up the street there. Did you realize you had done that?
No, I didn't know that I did that.
How much have you drank tonight, ma'am?
I might have had a drink or two, or
Have you been drinking tonight, ma'am?
maybe a little.
How much have you drank tonight, ma'am?
Before answering any questions, I'd like to speak with my attorney.
This is the way. You do not have to answer any questions or take any tests if you've not been arrested. Answering questions or taking tests will give the officer probable cause to make the arrest. So declining to do that will force the officer to either make the decision based upon their initial encounter or to not arrest you. And that is a good outcome.
Ma'am, stop. Get back in the car.
This is definitely not the way. You do not exit your vehicle without being requested to by the officer, because a person jumping out of a vehicle is a major safety risk to the officer, and they often respond to safety risks with inappropriate levels of force.
Ma'am, stop. Get back in the car.
I just wanted to show you my insurance card.
All right now, ma'am. Can I ask you to step out of the car and go over to the sidewalk, please?
Fine.
If the officer asks you to step out of the vehicle, you have to step out of the vehicle. But you don't have to take any field sobriety test, and you should not in Missouri. You should also blame your lawyer for not taking field sobriety tests. I can't answer any questions or take any tests without talking to my lawyer first. May I call my lawyer?
If you just stand right here, ma'am, facing this direction. Thank you. Stand with your feet together if you would. Now, ma'am, I'm going to give you a field sobriety test.
By participating in field sobriety tests, you provide probable cause to the officer to make the arrest. It is against your interest to do field sobriety tests, but to avoid them, you need to ask to talk to your lawyer. I don't want to take any tests or answer any questions without talking to my lawyer first. Let me call my lawyer.
I'll have to place you under arrest. Would you please turn around?
If the officer believes he has probable cause and makes the arrest, you will have to make the decision whether to take the blood, breath, or urine tests, or it will be considered a refusal and you'll lose your license for a year. If you ask to speak to a lawyer, the officer has to give you 20 minutes in Missouri to contact a lawyer.
Ma'am, I'm going to administer a breathalyzer test. Have you ever taken a breathalyzer test before?
There are many documented cases where breath tests have been proven unreliable. There have been major exposés in the New York Times. Breath tests are basically junk science. Just because breath tests are highly inaccurate and unreliable does not mean they're not persuasive evidence. It takes a lawyer skilled in the technology and knowledgeable in how to challenge the science to bring the truth to life before a jury. If you find yourself in a situation of facing a DUI allegation, come see me. I would love to be of assistance to you in helping you achieve a just outcome. We started with a note, don't drink and drive. Let's end with that note, don't drink and drive. There have been a lot of tragedies related to drunken driving. Be safe, be smart, stay alive. Don't drink and drive.